We've seen in many cases, organizations where strict password or user ID policies, they still share those information freely, right? Or an employee or the colleagues, right? I just so happen to be off on that day and the superior wants a report or wants access to the system. And the colleague just simply say, hey, don't worry, I can actually help you log in because I've got my colleague's credentials. Here, let me help you out. Some of the things that the regulators are doing. As part of being a regulator, they are also obligated to provide updates and also advice to the industry. They do actually conduct roadshows because the regulators know our approach and they find it very, very simple and it's very easy to adopt. And I guess the most important thing is easy to understand, because easy to understand then it's easy to implement, right? So that was what the approach that the regulators were happy with. And we were fortunate to be invited as the only external consultant to be part of their roadshow. Typically, this roadshow covers every state. So I think at an average, they do about 10 roadshows a year. So they select northern region, southern region, central, and also the East Malaysia, Sabah, Sarawak, right? And this is where they actually gather the organizations together. It's a one-day, you can say a conference, seminar kind of thing, where in the morning, the regulators themselves provide updates in terms of if there are any changes, and then you come to an afternoon session where it talks about practical, where it talks about implementing your framework, determining your roadmap in the organization. So that's where I was actually tasked to actually share some of the best practice. And also the important part is how we as an organization, how we have actually helped organizations out there to successfully implement it. Surprisingly, some of the comments that I've actually get is these people have zero idea how this regulation actually impacts them. So the approach that we shared, or I shared during the session, actually helps them to actually understand, hey, you know what? I did not see it from this perspective. And because you actually showed me that it's so simple, now I know the importance of data protection.